Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to Shughead Gaming presents the first annual Halloween Horror PSVR Buyer's Guide. VR and horror games are a brilliant fit, with the immersion VR brings actually putting you into the terror and ramping up the tension to 10. When you can't just look away to escape the game, VR delivers the thrills of horror games and movies like nothing else. PSVR has plenty to choose from as we approach Halloween 2018, so let's take a look at what horrors await the PSVR brave.
Sorry, had something in my throat there. Let's start with the most recent on our list, Home Sweet Home. Coming off like a budget version of Outlast with some Silent Hill psychological horror thrown in for good measure, Home Sweet Home offers those looking for Asian-inspired horror in VR something to bite into. Looking for your missing wife, this 4 to 5 hour campaign has you running and hiding in the dark hallways of abandoned buildings while being stalked by supernatural forces. With no combat and some light puzzle solving, Home Sweet Home is just average across the board. With some decent audio work, it can't quite save the underwhelming graphics and gameplay. Definitely going for the horror atmosphere throughout, Home Sweet Home isn't without its chills, but go in with your expectations in check. Home Sweet Home uses the DS4 controller and uses full locomotion with optional comfort settings available. Probably bringing the biggest shift in locale on our list, I bring you The Persistence. Maybe not the scariest game on our list, Persistence very well could be one of the best, standing easily as one of 2018's best PSVR games, period. This roguelike sci-fi survival horror game has you playing as a clone, woken up on a spaceship gone to shit, and tasking you with escaping the horrors of mutants throughout. As you work your way floor by floor of this procedurally generated ship, you die, and often, but learning as you go and earning valuable XP and currency to get stronger and buy better weapons for the next attempt. Persistence is AAA all the way, with visuals and sounds among the best on the PSVR. Maybe not the pure horror of others on this list, but if the Dead Space series had you on edge with a smile on your face, then this is for you. Share the experience as Halloween with optional co-op, giving the second player a companion app on their mobile to help or hinder the VR player as they work their way through the ship. The Persistence is controlled using the DS4 controller and full locomotion with optional comfort settings available. If you've seen any of the Paranormal Activity movies, then you probably already know what to expect from this next game. Paranormal Activity: The Lost Soul is probably one of the most straight-ahead horror games on our list. Based on the movie mythology, The Lost Soul immerses you in a terrifying and realistic environment with a haunting atmosphere and the need to survive. Floor by floor, you are tasked with exploring this house and solving puzzles to figure out what happened in this house and what's after you. Paranormal Activity isn't a visual marvel, but its grounded and realistic portrayal of this house and the horrors within, when combined with an excellent sound mix, truly brings the chills and some decent jump scares to boot. The control in this game is a bit to be desired regardless of whether you're using 2 moves, a DS4, full locomotion, or teleportation with click turning. But you are sure to get accustomed to it as you explore this 3-hour campaign, and maybe one of the scariest PSVR games to date. Next up, if the paranormal isn't your thing, then perhaps this next game with its themes of demonic possession is more your speed. The Exorcist Legion, chapters 1 through 5. With all 5 chapters only being loosely connected, these 5 20 to 30 minute episodes could be just the perfect game for a VR Halloween party, letting each guest jump into a different demonic scenario and mini mystery to solve. The gameplay isn't deep here, and it's easy to pick up and play as you walk around with your Bible and various exorcism tools, trying to excise the evil surrounding you. With high production values across the board, helping to cover up the shallow gameplay somewhat, these 5 vastly different episodes know how to scare, and genuinely gave me chills. Using 2 move controllers, this game uses full locomotion or teleportation, and while it may have comfort options in the menu, the Exorcist Legion is anything but. Next up is Dreadhalls, easily the standout game in the HeroCade compilation. This simple yet very creepy dungeon crawler puzzle game might just surprise you. Don't let the almost early Wolfenstein-esque graphics fool you, as these visuals, while simple and sharp, are fully capable of making you poop your pants, as demons and ghostly creatures can await you around any corner as you search to escape. However, it is what you don't see that maybe works best for dread halls, as armed with only your oil lamp, you will wander these procedurally generated halls, listening, searching, and fearing what might be after you. This game gets repetitive quickly, but if you can find Herocade cheap, this could be the horror VR gem this Halloween. Dread Halls is controlled using a DS4 controller, and now updated with smooth turning and optional comfort options. Not so different from Paranormal Activity: The Lost Souls, next up is another movie-based horror game, Don't Knock Twice. Similarities continue to run through these games, so much in fact, I would basically choose one or the other this Halloween. Both have you exploring a house while being jump scared by the paranormal, both clock in around the 2 to 3 hour mark, and both got upgraded movement patched in, with Don't Knock Twice getting the requested full locomotion upgrade to its 2-move controller scheme. Here you swap your flashlight in for a candle, and like Paranormal Activity, you walk around the house doing some light puzzle solving while you read things strewn about to piece together the story. Don't Knock Twice wins when it comes to world interactivity, but with the trade-offs of slightly less polished graphics. It really does come down to which scares you more. Don't Knock Twice gets my vote, but maybe base it off price, or a flip of a coin. I struggle to call the next game a true horror title, but for people who consider Ghostbusters their scary movie at Halloween, or just want something light to play with friends, Rush of Blood has you covered. Maybe one of the most perfect casual VR titles, Rush of Blood takes an on-rails shooter and throws you down a roller coaster that adventures through a haunted house and creepy forests at night. Rush of Blood was a launch title 2 years ago, but don't let that dissuade you from trying this Move-supported title, as it still stands as one of the best looking and sounding games to date on PSVR. With 7 levels and 4 different difficulty levels, Rush of Blood, with its solid shooting mechanics, roller coaster thrills, and awesome jump scares, will give you and your friends fun for the whole night and after. You knew it was coming, the final game on our list. One of the best horror games ever made, and easily one of the top PSVR games. Of course, I'm talking about Resident Evil 7. If you haven't yet tried Resident Evil 7, and even if you have, this could very well be the perfect solo Halloween game to get lost in. This 8 to 10 hour campaign uses the DS4 controller and full locomotion to help deliver a game that is rich with story, gunplay, puzzles, and oh yeah, scares. Literally making some feel ill from fear, Resident Evil 7 with its southern swamp grime and insane cast of characters will make you want to take a bath after playing. This is a AAA game across the board and an absolute must-own VR experience, so grab a friend if you need, grab a change of underwear cause you might have to, and enjoy. Anyways guys, hope this list helps you this Halloween, and remember, choose your death wisely.
It could be your last. If you like this video, Satan commands you to hit that like button. And if you want to see more PSVR content from me, subscribe, cause it could be the last thing you do.